What's up, guys? Want to answer a quick question for today. Somebody asked, how much, as far as percentage goes, did I save for taxes when I first started out in the business? So this is a really good question, and before I answer it, I obviously need to disclaim that I'm not a CPA, guys. I'm not a tax professional, not a financial advisor, all that good stuff. So this is not financial advice. I'm only sharing what I can, based on my own personal experience, what I've done. So that being said, as far as saving for taxes, it depends a lot on how much money you're making. So when I first started out, what I did, and what I would recommend all of you guys do, is Google the federal income tax percentages and how it's broken down. And, be aware of the income range that that dictates what percentage you need to pay the IRS for federal income tax. And then of course, add on your state income tax wherever it is that you live, okay? So where I live in Utah, I think the state is 5%, and then I just add on the federal tax rate to that. So in the beginning, I would just save like the bare minimum, 15% or whatever. But then when I started crossing the threshold of say, when it bumps up to say 22% or whatever, then I would adjust my savings from there. So that's one way you can do it. That's how I started. Now I just do a flat rate across the board. It doesn't really matter, how much I make in a year. I will put aside anywhere from 30 to 40%. Now, last year I did 40%. This year I did 30%. Next year I'll probably go back to 40%. And here is why I save so much, okay? Number one, I don't want to be hit with a big tax bill, so I make sure to set aside those savings up front. So every paycheck that comes in, guys, from a claim, 40 cents off every dollar goes into an account that's for taxes. And then 10% goes into a tithing fund, okay, for charitable contributions. So here's the reality, guys. That is the reality of being a business owner. This is a little side note. Understand that when you reach a certain level too in your business and you're making decent money, you're only going to keep about half of the money you make. So remember that. Between taxes and hopefully you also do charitable donations. Now that's just me. You don't have to do that, obviously, but that's just what I do. Now, going back to why do I save so much? The reason being is, number one, I don't want to be hit with a surprise, right? I want to be prepared to pay my taxes. And number two is when you hire a good CPA, a good tax professional to help you save on taxes, essentially what you are doing by saving such a large amount is you are bonusing yourself. So let's say I save 40% or 30% in taxes, but after my deductions and after the help with my CPA, at the end of the year, maybe my effective tax rate is only 20%. And then now with that leftover, I'm going to have a surplus, right? I'm creating my own surplus, which then I can use to invest. I can invest that in buying more assets, put it into retirement accounts, or I can take that money and go on a little vacation with the family, whatever it is you want to do. That is why I personally like to oversave. I like to save more than is necessary, so that I can get that bonus, I can get that surplus after I pay my tax bill, okay? The other reason too, to oversave, so to speak, because a lot of people, again, guys, I'm not a financial advisor, but a lot of people would look at that and say, you're saving 40%, that means you're paying too much in taxes. Well, listen, I'm not paying that full amount if I have a good tax advisor, but I'm creating a surplus. The other reason to oversave is it forces you to run a more efficient business. It forces you to be aware of what your expenses are, and to not overspend, because that is something that can be done very easily when you have your own business. There are tools, there are services, softwares, there's all types of things that when you're a business owner, you will be targeted as a business owner to buy these products and services to help your business. And there are so many of them out there that it's very easy to get caught up in a situation where you have signed up for a multitude of softwares and you're now paying for things that aren't necessarily adding to your bottom line. And so by over saving, okay, for taxes or whatever, it forces you to be more efficient in your business, to watch what your expenses are and be aware of what you are paying. And personally, like, I also recommend, go through your accounts, every quarter or at least once a year, minimum once a year. In fact, I should probably do this recently. Go through your accounts, make sure you're not overspending on things, make sure that you're not spending money on things that you're not using, okay? And do that in your personal accounts as well. Just a little side note. So I hope that answers the question as far as taxes. That is just what I do. You don't have to do that. You can always, sometimes you can't in a business. Sometimes you need to allocate that money into your business, and that means maybe not saving as much for taxes. But again, for the 3 reasons I've listed, if you oversave, you get a bonus at the end. If you have a good tax advisor, helps you run a more efficient business. And number 2, you won't get hit with a big surprise bill. You'll already have planned for it, and you'll have the money. And when you have cash in a business, when you have a surplus of cash in your business, that allows you to do things to help you save on taxes, okay? And create more deductions and put more money to your bottom line. And there's lots of ways to do that, retirement accounts and buying real estate and purchasing assets and setting up, your family members as employees in your business. There's all sorts of strategies to do that, guys, and that's why you should hire someone to help you with those things. When you are getting some good income in, a great investment is in a great CPA, someone that will help you save your taxes. So that's all I've got for you today. Hope that helps, answers the question. Thanks, guys. And then as always, there's always free training on my business as far as recovering overages and surplus funds. You can do that. You can access that at overagesyndicate.com. And of course, you have the YouTube channel with lots and lots of videos. So thanks, guys.